Hi YouTube. I just wanted to put a quick video together discussing a couple of topics. I've had an opinion change on one aspect of 90%. We'll get into that. But I want to start with the tempest in the teapot that is the silver community on YouTube recently. This is partly due to the fact that one of the loudest voices on YouTube has changed his position on silver and is now bashing it instead of pumping it. I'm of course talking about Rawdog. We could also, I don't want to lump silver futurists in there. His opinion has been wavering on silver recently, and you've seen a lot of strong voices coming out against silver. So let's just have a discussion about that. We'll start with Rawdog. Now understand, always look at why somebody's doing what they're doing. Kind of pull back the curtain a little bit. Okay, so the guy basically has his silver position maxed out. Now understand, there's a big difference between having all the silver that you want in your stack, which, you know, he had a substantial stack if everything that he's saying is true, and honestly, I don't have a reason to doubt him. Once you have your full stack, you're going to have a different opinion on silver and the price movements than when you're building your stack. If silver dips right now, all it means to me is my next roll is that much cheaper. It just went down $5 an ounce. Great, I just saved $100. I don't get too wrapped up in the price movements. Maybe that's the wrong way to think. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm accumulating. So any dip means my next silver that I purchase is cheaper for me. Rawdog was in a different position. He had probably a lot of his assets tied up in silver. And you know, it may have felt like a little bit of a top. So when he sells, what does he do? He starts bashing it. Now, I don't know, maybe his ego is so big that he thinks he actually has some influence over the price of silver. I don't know. That seems doubtful, but you never know. He's a big personality. Part of my job is to manage personalities, and there's always one Rawdog in every crowd, right? The loudest guy in the room, very strong opinions. He'll have people gathered around him at the water cooler as he's running his mouth, right? And it's entertaining. I mean, look, I tip my hat to him. The guy's got over 1,000 subscribers. He maintains it, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to have that kind of audience and have them keep coming back to your channel. Trust me, it's very difficult. But he does it. So he's doing something right. Here's the problem that I have. His videos are basically hit pieces. Okay, I'm not even that concerned that he's calling everybody idiots and retarded. Look, I've never found that to be an effective strategy. You know, I don't think that's an effective debating strategy. I don't think getting all worked up is an effective debating strategy. Look what happened to Alex Jones on Piers Morgan, right, with the gun control debate. He went off, and it just made gun owners look foolish. That's not what you're trying to do. You know, that's not how you should be making your point. But what Rawdog does that irks me a little bit, and you know, when silver's getting bashed, I feel like I got to circle the wagons a little bit. So I'll go on his videos, and I do watch some of them, and I'll try to make a counterpoint. He never responds. You ask him a question that, you know, is a good counterpoint to one of his, I don't know, you could call it a mistake. He won't respond. If you say something that's completely wrong, oh, he'll respond to that because he'll just call you an idiot, and then, you know, that's done. They're hit pieces. It's not a discussion. It's not a debate. Okay, he's creating straw men. This is the real problem that I have. Okay, Ted Butler a few years ago came out with his study where he found that at current consumption rates, at current mining rates, that the Earth's crust will be pretty much mined out of silver. Okay, let me interpret that a little bit. The easy to get to silver will be gone. How is Rawdog interpreting it? That every silver atom in the Earth's crust will be gone. Nobody ever said that. Okay? We all know that. The easy to get silver could be gone at current consumption rates based on known reserves. That's all they're saying. Okay, the silver that can be mined profitably at $32 an ounce could be gone. If the silver price goes up, then yes, they'll find other ways to get to some of the other hard-to-get silver, much like they did with oil and fracking. Okay, when oil was $12 a barrel, it didn't make a lot of sense to frack. With oil at $120 a barrel, it makes some sense to frack. Right? That's all that is. Instead, he's making it sound like we're all foolish and we believe that there won't be a silver molecule left in the earth. It's just ridiculous. Yes, when a cruise missile blows up, and I don't know how much silver is in a cruise missile. Fine, they say 500 ounces. It's probably less than that. How do they retrieve that silver? Is somebody out there sweeping up sand trying to get the silver out of it? No. It's, for all intents and purposes, gone. There is silver in seawater. A very minute amount. If the price of silver got to an astronomical level, they'd probably figure out a way to extract this silver out of seawater. At $30 an ounce, not happening. You know, whenever they talk about going to mine asteroids or deep water mining or mining landfills, yeah, all that's possible. But you know what that tells me? That silver will be one heck of a lot higher than it is now. When they actually go and start digging through landfills and all the energy that it will take to do that, to get these little slivers of silver, that just means that silver will not be $30 an ounce. His latest video was on the Weimar Republic hyperinflation. Okay, the sometimes repeated, you could have bought a city block for an ounce of gold argument. Okay, I don't know if that was true. And I don't really care, to be honest with you. The point is, if you were in the Weimar Republic with a pocket full of gold and a pocket full of silver at that time, you would have done one heck of a lot better than if you were walking around with paper assets. Is that fair to say? I don't know if you could have bought a block with an ounce of gold, but tell you what, go to Detroit right now, you can probably buy a house for an ounce of gold. I've seen houses listed for $1,500. You wouldn't want to live in them, but they can be bought. Okay, I don't know if in 50 years people are going to be saying that back in the year 2013 you could have bought a house in Detroit for an ounce of gold. Who knows? The point is, during the Weimar hyperinflation, what would you have rather had your money in? Silver, gold, or paper? I'll take the hard stuff. But no, let's create a straw man that all the precious metals enthusiasts are going around and saying, you know, the often repeated, you could buy a city block with an ounce of gold. It's funny, when a small community is passionate about something, boy, they love to hammer on them. I don't know what it is. I've always found it odd. Soccer in this country has a very small following, but a very enthusiastic following. And I've noticed, like I read a Red Sox message board called Sons of Sam Horn, and they have a small soccer community there, with like a subforum. And yeah, the guy's like getting on there and talking about soccer, and every now and then somebody's just got to go on there and go, oh, by the way, I think soccer sucks. Football for our overseas friends. Why? Why do you care? Enjoy your baseball and football. If people want to watch soccer, so be it. Same thing here. Look, stocks aren't for me. If you think that, you know, your money's better served right now in Netflix and Amazon, hey, have at it. I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not going to go on your stock website and tell you how much you guys are foolish. But for some reason, you know, people have like an ulterior motive. Moments in trading. I hate to even mention him because I know that he's just looking for video views, but Brother John F. kind of already took care of that. But, you know, he just comes out with one hit piece after another on silver. So my question is this. If he's proven wrong, is he going to admit it? Will he have a mea culpa video saying, oh, gee, I was wrong about that? I don't think so. He's a one-way street. It's all just going to be silver bashing. So you have to ask yourself, why? What is he doing? Why is he taking all this time to make silver videos bashing silver? Could he have something to gain? I'm sure he does. Okay, either he's short silver, or, I mean, that's the only explanation I can come up with. So, you know, try to keep some perspective. Okay, you know, a lot of loud voices, but understand this is just a tiny little part of the silver community, right? I know it's where we come, so, you know, we tend to think of it as bigger than it really is, but, you know, Rawdog and his 1,000 subscribers aren't going to have an influence on the silver market. What I like to do is take a look at, you know, Silver Eagle sales. Look, they have the mining supply and scrap supply numbers, and it's larger than industrial use. So how does it get made up? Well, the delta gets made up by investing. So as long as people are still investing in silver, we're fine. The more people that come and start buying up that excess silver, the tighter the silver market gets. It's just as simple as that. And this is just where I want my money right now. Could I be wrong? Oh, absolutely. I've been wrong about a lot of things. You know, I've always said that you need to take a look at things and admit when you're wrong. You know, my son is going through that phase where he thinks he knows everything. And I'll just tell him, boy, thank God your mother gave birth to somebody that knows everything, because now I don't need to use Google. Yeah, this is perfect. You know, you have to be willing to change. Your opinions have to be willing to evolve. That's how you learn. Speaking of that, my opinion on 90% coinage has changed a little bit. I never bought like Washington quarters, Roosevelt dimes. It always kind of irked me a little bit that they didn't change the design when they took silver out of coinage. But here's the thing. I went to my local coin shop and I wanted to buy $5 face value worth of 90% silver. And they really hardly had any mercury dimes at all. I mean, they were starting to get really worn. And somebody had dropped off 3 rolls of Washington quarters, and they're all around 64. And it makes sense that the 64s would be in good shape, right? Because once they started hearing that they're taking silver out of the coins, they started hoarding quarters by the roll. I mean, they're easy to get. So you're going to find a lot of them in good shape. So, you know, there's no wear on these coins. They're in nice shape. I don't have any reason why I'm not going to start buying these. I used to imagine that if we did have to go to a barter system, I don't want to have to explain to somebody that this is in fact silver versus a Standing Liberty quarter. But you know what? A lot of the old coins are just so worn, it's just not worth it to me to buy. So here I have you know, some nice 64 quarters. I got them for spot, $23 face value. So, you know, from now on, if I'm going to go by what's available to me, instead of trying to pick through and get older coins that are really, really worn. I might just buy some newer coins that have zero visible wear. So part of that was seeing how Rocky bought his 90%. He didn't care. You know, if quarters are available, he'll buy quarters. If it's dimes, of course he prefers dimes. If they're halves, I bet he buys the halves. Whatever's there, whatever's available. So, all right, guys, give me your thought on all of the chatter lately. It seems like we're really getting hammered on here, and I'm just curious of your take. Like I said, the only problem I have is that Rawdog doesn't engage in any kind of thoughtful debate after. They're just hit pieces. His videos are just hit pieces. And I also don't like I said, him creating straw man argument, twisting things a little bit to make us look foolish. That's just not the way I think that you should be conducting yourself. Okay, guys, talk to you later.